Funktified Food with Dan Valancourt. Today we're going to make a baked potato pizza, and I'm going to show you real quick how to make the dough recipe. I also made this similar dough recipe a few episodes ago, and I'm actually going to make it on camera for you for the people who asked me to do it. So here we go. We have about a cup of hot water. This is about 110 degrees. We have about a tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of honey, and a pinch of salt, which if you don't know what a pinch is, for this purpose, the pinch today is about a half a teaspoon or so. And then you just want to dissolve the brown sugar and honey and salt in the hot water. Once it's dissolved pretty well, you want to take 2 tablespoons of yeast. And then once you've stirred it, you just want to let it set for about 5 minutes. And the yeast will sort of do its thing, start eating the sugar, start bubbling up. It's pretty neat. And then we'll finish it. We've let this dough, the yeast sort of start eating all that sugar. You can see it's pretty active. You can see that you'll get that sort of foam on top. I have 3½ cups of bread flour. I'm going to put about a cup in and mix it in just so it incorporates in there, and then we'll start adding the rest of it. All right, you'll get about when you get about the thickness of, maybe a thick pancake batter, you want to add a quarter cup of olive oil. Oh, there you go. Exactly. Now you just start adding in the rest of your flour. I do it about a cup or so at a time. Toward the end, you got to get a little bit messy. The more you do this, the more you'll start to see the consistency that you like in your dough. You just want to knead this for a couple minutes, at least a few times through. The more you do this, the more you'll start to know how you like it. And I'm by no means an expert at baking, but if I can do it, you can do it. You'll start to see it's not sticky anymore. You just want to take a bowl. You can either coat this. Some people coat it in vegetable oil. Some people do it in shortening. I'm just going to use a little olive oil today. Plastic wrap. Then you just let it rise for about 45 minutes to an hour. It'll double in size. All right, we'll let it rise, and then we'll be back with the pizza. The dough has risen. We're ready to make that baked potato pizza. So as you can see, it's more than doubled in size. This is where the fun part, you get to punch it. And like I said, this is actually for two pizzas, so we'll be using half of this for one 12-ounce. I have some melted butter. You can use softened butter, depends on how long you did it for. If you're like me, forget about it and ends up being melted butter every time. You can also use olive oil. And again, I like to push it out so you get a crust on the outside. And so if you push it sort of from the middle, or you pull it, you end up with a little bit more on the outside. And then I like to take some of this butter and just brush it right on the crust. Sometimes it goes back a little bit. You might have to push it out a little bit more before you're done. Alright. First we're going to make the sauce. This is a white sauce. We're going to use some ranch, just a couple tablespoons of ranch dressing. You can use more or less depending on how much sauce you like. This is sour cream. I bought the sour cream that had some chives in it. We're going to add some more chives too, but you can find it sometimes in the store that already has chives added. I like to use some pickled jalapenos. If you don't like the spice, you don't have to use that. It's about a tablespoon. Then I have some roasted garlic. You just want to give it a quick chop. You'll see it just falls right apart. We'll mix that in a minute. Fresh chives, straight from my parents' backyard. Find these in the grocery store also. And we'll save some of those to use on top also. Just mix that up till you think the garlic is pretty well incorporated. Let's say you happen to have some leftover potatoes from something else you made. This is the best way to do it. And you can chop these as fine as you like. I'm just gonna do, you don't really need too much. I'm gonna use, about 1 potato probably. I'll put a little bit of the sauce on first. And we'll put the potatoes on, and then I'll add a little bit more sauce on top. Get some cheese. You can use whatever cheese you want. I'm using Havarti and cheddar today. You can use mozzarella, you can use any sort of cheese that you like. Basically, you can think anything that you would put on a baked potato, you could put on this. I'll throw some sweet onions on there. Put our Colby on there. Colby is just a sort of a type of cheddar that hasn't gone through the cheddaring process. I have some bacon. This is actually bacon that I got at a local meat market. We'll have a little bit of chives on top, and then when it comes out, we'll put some fresh chives on top too. I have my oven at 450, and I'll put this in for about 20 minutes. You just kind of keep an eye on it. Everyone's oven's different. Somewhere between about 18 and 25. We're going to take that pizza out of the oven. It's been about 20-25 minutes. Oh yeah, and see obviously the crust has risen. You have this huge crust. It's almost like a fresh loaf of bread. We take just those fresh chives that we chopped earlier. Bring a little freshness back into the pizza. There we have it. We'll let it cool for about 5 minutes, and then we'll cut into it, and you're gonna love it.
Well, she's got her mother's laugh, and she's got her father's grin. She's got her grandma's sense of style. She's got her mother's eyes, and it causes her to see.
Alright, we're going to cut that baked potato pizza. We've let it sit almost 5 minutes. When you're hungry, sometimes 5 minutes turns into 3. Alright, this is my favorite part. You know, like I said, this is going to be like fresh baked bread. You get that crust on the outside, and then on the inside, you get this nice, like breaking into just a fresh baked bread. It's pretty amazing. Oh, I can smell the smoke from the bacon. I can smell the chives. Oh. Thanks for watching this episode of Funktified Food with Dan Valancourt. Hope you try this pizza, this pizza dough crust. You're gonna love it. Take some pictures, send them to us, and I'll see you next time on Funktified Food with Dan Valancourt.